I'm sitting in the driver's seat of the most powerful Bugatti ever made. I'm about to drive it around one of the fastest racetracks in Europe. My body will experience similar G-forces to Formula 1 drivers and fighter pilots. And I'll try to beat the top speed set by this man, Bugatti's test driver, Andy Wallace. Will I manage it? And will my body survive?
Andy, why do I just feel so ruined?
I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching Car Wow. But before all that, I need to explain how I ended up here. A few months ago, while I was driving the Pagani Huayra R Evo Roadster at Spa, I managed to blag a passenger ride in a customer Bugatti Bolide, and it absolutely blew my mind. But a few weeks later, I got a call from Bugatti, and they asked if I wanted to experience driving this car for myself. So how could I say no? But before I got behind the wheel, I needed a reminder of why this is the most extreme track car ever made.
It's got 1,600 horsepower, which is immense.
It's a lot.
And 1,600 newton meters of torque. But with four-wheel drive, proper racing slicks, it can handle that power. It's got very high downforce, so at 380 k's, it's limited top speed, 2,900 kilos of downforce.
It's almost 3 tons.
Almost 3 tons. You just get a massive thrill and a massive buzz.
I've been in one as a passenger, and it was just like, ah! So what are the key external features? I mean, I love the lights, but do they really do anything?
I mean, if it's not as bright sunshine as now, you can see it.
Okay, you can see it.
This is the X theme that you see on the back of the car. You'll notice there's quite a few holes in the body. Of course, when you produce that much power, you need a lot of cooling. And also brake cooling too.
So this bodywork is all carbon, right?
All the chassis is carbon, all the body's carbon.
But it's not the same chassis underneath as the Chiron?
Completely different.
Completely different,
much,
okay.
Much smaller chassis. Basically, we took the engine and tried to build the smallest car around it.
But it looks like a Bugatti, doesn't it? It still looks Chiron-y.
Yeah, and it's 400 to 500 kilos lighter, which is the main thing.
But it's still heavy though. What is the weight of this with fluids, do you think?
So with everything up and ready to go, 1,600 kilos.
Which is quite a lot for a track car.
Yeah, it's a lot for a track car, and of course it's 1-to-1 on the power and weight. So it's enough power to be getting on with. Having all that power is no good if you can't put it on the road, but this, almost anywhere in a low gear, you just tread on it and it will just fire you off down to the next corner.
You've got the same engine and power as a road going Chiron, but what about the brakes? Are they completely different?
They are, because so on a road car, we use carbon ceramic, as most supercar manufacturers do, because they work at any temperature. The friction's fairly linear. On these, we're using the carbon, which is what you'd see on a Le Mans car or an F1 car. So the downside of carbon is that they don't work until probably 200 or so degrees Celsius. So when you first go out the pits, get to the first corner, there aren't any brakes.
Is it like servo assistance, power assistance in the brakes or anything?
Absolutely not.
None?
It's all you. Pedal doesn't move very far at all. It's really, really short travel. You have to really stand on it. You're looking for 90 bar of line pressure. And when you sit in the car, when you're all strapped in, it's pretty difficult to go past 65 or 70. But obviously on the track, you're thrown towards the brake pedal and it's easy to reach that number. You need that number to trigger the ABS, and it's good to trigger it so that the system then helps you.
So you still have ABS, do you have stability control?
Yeah, and they're both quite complicated systems, because a road car ABS will actually trigger before the wheels lock in, way before the wheel locks.
Yep.
So a lot of intervention. So what you want on a race car is you actually don't mind if the wheel is partially locking, as long as it's not stopping in one place. So you have different numbers on the ABS. On a smooth track like this, you put it right to maximum, and therefore it's allowing a lot of speed differential between the wheels. You don't feel it because the car's very stable, and that is the perfect way to stop. On the traction control, you've also got 5 positions. 1, 2 and 3 are stability and traction. 4 and 5, it switches off the stability and just traction control.
Visually, one of the key things is the roof scoop.
Yeah, so what you're looking at here, you've got hot air coming out the radiators. And what you really want to do is direct that either side. And you want cold air going into the scoop. That's why it's far forward, to get cold air feed.
And this shape is like this to send the hot air around the side.
Exactly.
But doesn't it end up in the radiators, the hot air?
It's probably going to go up over the roof and under the rear wing, but just so that you can actually get a nice bit of cool air for combustion.
And that goes into the engine, and obviously you've got this main spine here. Does this provide any lateral stability, or is it just...
This is actually holding the wing up. On most of the modern cars now, the wing, you're holding the wing from the top, not the bottom.
Yes.
Because what you're doing with a wing, as you probably know, well know, you're trying to speed
fast
the air up.
Underneath, slow on top.
Exactly, and fast air, the pressure's dropped.
Yep.
So you get the...
And then you get that effect of like pushing the car down. This is so intricate, this rear end, isn't it? Look at that.
So you've got the massive rear diffuser.
Oh, look at this. What air? I've done this before. Look, I've got a big head, mate. And look, I wonder how far in I can get. Look, I can even get my shoulders in. Look at that.
Yeah. There you go. Do you want me to reverse back a bit?
Oh, no, no, please don't. But look at that. That is mad.
You also have an interaction with the diffuser with the rear wing. So the air that's spilling off the wing is also pulling the air out of the diffuser.
So completely new body, completely new everything apart from the engine. Is there anything different to this engine in the Chiron Super Sport?
There is. On the road, we use a two-stage turbocharging system where the two front turbos are turned off until 4,000 RPM. So the reason for that is it forces all the exhaust gas through the two open
So you don't get lag.
Yeah, and you get peak torque from 2,000 upwards. And then you have to switch the other two on because you need the volume. We don't care about that on a racetrack. You're always in the right gear. So we've actually got all four operating at the same time. So the two stages taken away. We save weight and complexity. So yes, you need 4,000 to go anywhere, but you're always above 4,000 on the track.
And gearbox is the same?
It's based on the Super Sport gearbox, but we've shortened the gears to match the fastest speed that the car will do on any racetrack. So by FIA rules, no straight can be longer than 2 kilometres. So we calculated this will reach 380. So that's what we limit it to, and therefore we've got shorter gears and the acceleration is stronger because of it.
So it accelerates harder than the Super Sport because it's lighter, it's got that lower gearing.
You should also not underestimate proper
Slicks.
racing slicks.
Yeah.
I mean, they make a huge difference. You can really get on the power before you even finish the turn and off to the next one.
Well, I'll tell you what, Andy, let's get and try that for ourselves right now.
Before I'd be allowed to drive this car, Andy was going to show me around the Paul Ricard circuit. This is a serious facility. It's hosted the French Formula One Grand Prix 18 times and has one of the longest straights in top-level motorsport at 1.1 miles long. And I was about to experience all this in a car with cold tyres and brakes, being driven by a Le Mans winner.
Always in the pit lane, go up to the pit speed limiter and it will hold you full throttle and then just pull the limiter off and it just takes off like a rocket. So first corner is a little bit blind and I've got no brakes because we just came out with it.
The speed of this car was just as shocking as before, but I was feeling confident I'd be able to handle the bolide myself. However, that all changed as Andy began a hot lap with warm tyres and heat in his brakes.
So this is the last corner before start finish line. So we'll do a flying lap. It stops really well, doesn't it?
But I think it goes really well. They just keep building speed.
Yeah.
I just remember that about like the Chiron on the road. On the autobahn, it just keeps chugging along. Like gears don't matter, it's always pulling like it's in second.
Yeah, exactly, it does, doesn't it?
Unlike a Chiron, which delivers similar straight-line acceleration, this car's colossal downforce meant it could produce the same incredible forces through the corners. And this meant I could literally feel my organs moving around in my chest, which made it very hard to speak.
So that's all there is to it.
I feel exhausted already and I'm just sat in the passenger seat.
So just for your data there, that was 332 kilometres an hour
Okay.
on the straight.
That's 206 miles an hour, which is 30 miles an hour shy of the car's limited top speed of 236 miles an hour, or 380 kilometers an hour. That's still hugely impressive considering we're using the chicane version of the circuit with a much shorter straight. I was still determined to get as close as I could to Andy's top speed, but I was beginning to wonder if my body could take it. The sensation is even more extreme when you're sat in the passenger seat, and because we had a camera situated in front of my face obscuring my view, the result was that I ended up feeling incredibly travel sick. I wasn't sure if I was even going to be able to drive the bolide myself unless I could recover.
It's so intense, I feel a little bit like, oh.
Yeah, well that's why, you know, if we just build up to it nicely, you'll get a really good feel before you push too hard.
Right. This is where I feel my age getting out.
Thankfully, there are a few aspects of the bolide that are specifically designed to help people like me make the most of it, as Andy explained before I hit the track for the very first time.
So I've got you on ABS 5, traction control 3, so that will save any big slides. That should be the best braking.
Okay, how many gears have we got?
Seven. It's
Okay.
got auto upshift.
So if I cock it, it doesn't matter.
So if you just keep your foot down, it'll just auto go
Okay.
where it wants to go. It's in manual all the time.
Okay.
You have to do the downshifts.
Yeah.
But once you reach the RPM, it will shift up. You can short shift up yourself if you
Okay.
want.
Okay, got it.
So 2 paddles for neutral,
Yeah.
and then right paddle. Yeah. First corner's coming, it will be a left-hander.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
Lovely. So stay on there. So it's a bit of a blind one. It's second gear. You see the yellow cone.
Yeah. Blimey.
There we go. And then stay in the centre, but no more.
Yeah.
And then right. And then you got almost a straight there. And then just to feel the brakes, jump on them hard and see. Yeah, there you go. That's how much braking you've got. So second gear. Very close there. Then lift off a little bit to bring it back, because this is a very slow one. Off the throttle a bit, just let it turn. Then you can pick it up gently now. Up into third, let the car go out to the outside a little bit, and then back. Yep. That's it, and now you're on the straight. So. You see how quickly it stops. Unbelievable, isn't it? And second gear again.
Oh, I see the track on there.
No, it's just there. Yeah, that's it.
Andy's instructions were helping, but I basically had no idea where I was going. I'd never driven this track before, and I was trying to learn it in a 1600 horsepower Bugatti with slick tyres and cold brakes. It was a real trial by fire, but I could feel my confidence growing with each lap. I was braking later, cornering harder, and getting on the gas much sooner. And on the straight, I felt like I might be getting close to Andy's top speed of 206 miles an hour, which translates to 332 kilometers an hour. But the faster I drove, the more extreme the G-forces became. My body was aching, but I knew I was only scratching the surface of what this car is capable of. But before I threw in the towel completely, Andy told me to give it everything and go for one more flying lap.
Go. You'll have to slow down a bit more than that. That's it. You've got it. Just let it flow a bit to the outside, just so it lines you up. There you go. Fourth gear. Don't touch the curb. Watch out, watch out. No, no, no.
Not that curve, is it?
Yeah, or both.
Right, okay,
both.
okay.
So you went a little bit early there. Down in a second. Try not to get on the curb on the right. It's slippery. That's it. Across the middle. Yeah. Right in. As soon as you can point it, bam. Fifth gear, off brake and turn. Lovely. That's really nice. Longest corner in the world, I think. So you want to be in third, really. Third, not second. Again, second on the left, line it up, stop the car, stop, turn, go. When you can.
That was the most extreme and exhausting driving experience of my life. As a result, I'd completely forgotten to check what top speed I'd actually reached. So it's a good thing I had another session later on. But at this point, I wasn't sure I'd be able to get back in the car.
Andy, why do I just feel so ruined? I feel slightly sick. I'm very old. I feel really old.
Well, you're not old. There's nothing wrong with your body. It's just that you've had the full immersion in a short time, and there's.
You're laughing slightly.
Well, no, but
Schadenfreude.
Laterally, you've got 2.5 G in the corners, which is pretty high from, if you've not got experience of that kind of car. Under braking, you're at 2.5 G, and then on acceleration, 1.6. And that's the one that you don't get in a Le Mans car. You don't have that much acceleration. So basically your head is being pushed back the whole time and you can't really see where you're going.
I don't have this after being in like a, say, GT3 RS. Why?
But it's much less G.
The thing that started it off was being in the passenger seat with you driving when you did the flying lap.
Well, I'm really sorry.
I'm starting to come around, but basically when I got out of that car, when I was trying to get out of that car, if someone was coming to kill me, they could have just walked up to me and just killed me.
With the short amount of time we've got, and this is on the full 5.8 kilometre track, there's an awful lot to learn and an awful lot to take in. But having said that, the way you were driving, you were hitting pretty much all the marks exactly as required, and your braking is mega.
And I didn't crash.
Over 330 kilometres an hour at that braking point.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah, and then you're standing on it and stopping.
I've livened up now, haven't I?
That means I was only just shy of the 332 kilometres an hour top speed Andy reached during my passenger ride. And he had some more good news for me too.
I'm pretty certain when you jump in again, you'll enjoy it a lot more.
I enjoyed it and I was impressed by it, but afterwards it was like once I stopped, it was like, woof. Right, I need to do something to try and recuperate.
What are you going to do?
You'll see.
There we go. I'll have a little drive round to remember.
Yep, that's it. Best thing to do.
My brakes are into temperature now, yeah?
Yep, they'll be perfect. Lower gear.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah. Power on.
I'm feeling better now.
Yeah.
I think it was the effect of being a passenger. The downforce.
That's good, yeah. Third gear.
Oh, sorry, I did second.
I think it's because the revs are low and you want more revs, but you don't need it.
As Andy explained earlier, as long as you keep the W16 above 4,000 RPM, this car produces a frightening amount of torque whenever you give it full throttle. So you can hold higher gears for longer in slow corners, and this means you don't have to shift up as many times when you hit the straights. But even with one or two missed shifts, I was definitely going faster than in my first stint.
So tight into the apex. Right, then let it go out all the way. That's it. Get it slowed down more and make sure you're on the extreme left by the blue cone. Look, that's it. And then go.
It's just rocket.
That's a lot better actually, to be honest. And it must feel better too to you.
Yes. It's that G, it's the acceleration G that made me feel ill. It's just so much.
It's so much, yeah.
Now that I got used to these incredible forces, I could start to focus on getting closer to Andy's top speed. This would mean getting on the power even earlier and braking much later for the chicane. But there was a problem. This was my final session in the bolide, and this car's tyres only last for around 40 miles when you're going flat out on track. And there were already a few signs they were nearing the end of their life. This was it, my final hot lap in the amazing bolide, and my last chance to beat Andy's top speed. Could I do it?
That slowing is just...
It's incredible, isn't it? How much speed you can get off.
I mean, it's just find the straight and just in it.
This was my moment. I needed to get a perfect corner exit and pin the throttle as early as I could to have any chance of beating Andy's top speed. That was it. I'd done everything I could, but had I beaten Andy's top speed, I'd have to pit to find out.
Thank you very much.
Big
That was good.
That was great. Nice one.
Yay! Oh, that was a much better experience. I've kind of like got used to the G-force now, and I already felt like I was driving the car. I want to find out though what my top speed was. So, Andy, it shows, doesn't it, somewhere in the car what my top speed was? I have no idea. I was too busy like looking at the track because it all
Well,
happened
and so you
quick.
should be. But no, you did a mega job, and actually you did 332 on the straight.
Wow, and it shows it. Where does it show it?
There.
Look there. There's the proof. Oh, I did that. Thank you very much.
So, after loads of laps and multiple sessions, I finally managed to hit 332 kilometers an hour, something Andy achieved with almost no effort, after just a single warm-up lap. But that doesn't really tell the whole story. I wanted to see how we compared over the entire circuit, not just at the end of the straight. Would I get as close to his lap time, or would I get a rude awakening? So Andy, we've got my data here. What do you think of my performance out there? This is my best lap, by the way.
I mean, to be honest, you know, it looks all right. It's 13 seconds, but it's a very,
Between you and me.
yeah, well, it's a very, very long lap. It's what, almost 6 kilometre lap. And also, to be fair, if I've done between what 5 or 10,000 laps, that's probably an understatement with all the testing I've done here. So,
Yeah.
and you just arrived this morning and you've seen it for the first time. If you were a lot closer than that,
Yeah.
you know, my job might be in jeopardy. So I think you've done a great job. Now, when you look at this, you can see braking a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Thea.
Yeah, but the first corner, look, it's actually not too bad.
So you're red, I'm blue.
And you're blue, yeah.
Okay.
So the next one, yes, there's quite a bit on the braking there.
Yeah.
And also, do you see that you've got one of these sort of squiggly lines?
Yes.
When you're really hooked up and you know the car really well, it's either on or off.
Yeah, because I can see yours are just like straight lines. My lines are uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, that can sort of be known as faffing, or it could just be that you're just being careful because you don't want to crash the car with me in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where we can go there. But look, as soon as you've got on the gas, bam, and there our braking's almost identical.
Wow, I'm quite pleased with that. That's quite good.
It's a good one, yeah. And then here, where you see that I'm able to go to full throttle earlier than you,
Yeah.
some of that is just that whole thing with the line.
Yep.
Put the car where you want and try and get the second part of the corner done. If it's a left-right, after it's done, you go. And that's what it looks like to me there. You
That
have
a
to
bit
wait.
late to get on the gas, and they're
Yeah.
not so sure about it either.
You're not quite holding it tight enough to make it do the corner. But that's all that is, and that's just laps. You'll get it. So here, yeah, you're braking a little bit earlier. But your speed through the fast corner,
Yep.
that's, I mean, what is it in terms of K? All right, yeah, it's quite a few Ks, but you know, but again, you know, more laps, you'll be all right.
So
Yeah.
looking at what I did there, what do you think I was best at and what was I worst at?
You were absolutely mega on the brakes.
Okay.
You rocked up right where the braking point was, you slammed it on, you got into the ABS and you got the car stopped. And so when you sat on the wrong side,
Yeah.
that's quite nice.
Yeah.
The fact that you're getting it stopped. Because you're arriving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. The initial entry to the corner I think is really good. And then I think the ones that that are two corners, either left and right or right and left. It's not super obvious, but what I try to do in between these corners, I get the first one done, then stand on the gas, brake again, and get the second one done. Because as early as you can go in this car with this much power, the better it is on lap time.
Well, thank you very much for critiquing me. I can see that actually max speed listed here both at 328.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with his data.
Especially that 215. It should definitely be 210.
No, you did really well. Actually, I noticed how fast you were on the straights, and then rocking up and getting it stopped. I mean, that's some people are afraid to press that hard. You just took your brain out and did it.
All right, listen, thank you very much. Thanks.
It's a pleasure
And
as
for being
always.
kind about my time. I think it was being kind.